my name is Bill Keon, and this is Billy. And our presentation covers nutrition and weight status. Billy's going to discuss the nutritional part of the presentation, and I'll be covering the weight status. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the weight status presentation. All right, health promotion and common age-related weight issues, age-appropriate interventions using physical and environmental factors that impacts weight status throughout the human lifespan and age-appropriate interventions. Okay, so here are some examples of determinants that directly affects your weight status. All right, we have factors that affects weight status, which are hereditary, environment, sex, exercise and health, hormones, nutrition, familial influence, geographic influences, socioeconomic status, learning and reinforcement. All right, so we have personal factors, which are like age, gender, and race. We have community factors, which refer to physical locations in school. All right, what are some physical and environmental occupations that affects weight status? Here's two different graphs. You have one that shows the environment and disease influences weight on the left side, and you also have the environment that influences like thermal regulation, respiration, stabilization of the head, and stabilization of the body, and all these factors influence weight directly. Okay. All right, weight issues, various definitions. So you have poor weight gain, which is gaining weight at a slower rate than other children who are the same age and sex. You have normal ranges for weight, which are based upon the weight of thousands of children. You have standard growth charts that are published by the CDC. All right. Other weight issues and diagnosis. All right. You have poor weight gain causes: not consuming an adequate amount of dietary energy, not consuming the right combination of protein, fat, and carbs. You have not absorbing an adequate amount of nutrients, requiring a higher than normal amount of dietary energy, measured in calories. Diagnosis would be the one that follows. Poor weight gain issues, diagnosis, age-related to infants, toddlers, and school-age children, ages 7 to 12 months. An example is feeding problems. 12 to 17 years old would be swallowing dysfunction, excessive milk, juice intake, not offered enough food. Example 2 would be new stress at home. Continues. Poor weight gain interventions for infants and toddlers in school age. The goal is treatment is to provide the child with adequate nutrition so that he or she can catch up to the normal weight. Intervention 1, children who are mildly malnourished can be treated with outpatient care. Examples shown. Common causes of obesity and overweight in adolescents and young adults, ages 17 through 45. Unhealthy lifestyle would be sedentary, time spent watching too much television, genetic predisposition. Some people were born with a tendency to gain weight. Some common diagnosis for young adolescents and young adults. Examples: diabetes, asthma, fatty liver, high blood pressure, sleep apnea, insulin resistance. All right. Interventions for obesity for the young adult population. And all right, healthy dieting, exercising, positive and healthy relationships. And this source would be Health and Weight 2014. All right, weight issues for middle-aged and late adult would be weight loss. All right, weight loss, ages 45 to 85 years old. According to Medscape.com, unintentional weight loss is common among older adults and is associated with significant adverse health outcomes. Common causes of malnutrition, late adult, would be cachexia, the loss of weight and lack of nutrition associated with a chronic illness. Examples: diabetes, overactive thyroid, depression, weight loss after pregnancy. Interventions, all right, according to Medscape.com, all right, eating high calorie and protein oral supplements between meals, it increases energy and increases weight. Minimize dietary restrictions, which are energy poor, has poor palatability. All right, use flavor enhancers due to declined senses associated with aging, associated with age. Take daily multivitamins. Ensure adequate oral health. Consultation from a health professional. Conclusion: many infants and toddlers ages 12 months to 3 years old are reported as malnutrition in the United States. Causes range from poor feeding to dysfunctions with their mouth. Various treatments and interventions include outpatient treatment. Conclusion. Various treatments and interventions includes healthy dieting, exercising, which can be aerobics, weight training, biking, swimming. Many middle-aged, late-age adults are reported as underweight or malnourished. Common causes range from underlying illness, unintentional weight loss, no obvious medical reason. Here's a fun fact I want to show you. And if you just press play, and we can see this video.
Malnutrition contributes to between 35 and 55% of all childhood deaths, or even more in acute emergency situations. There are two common types of malnutrition.
Alright, and you can go to the website, which is listed on the PowerPoint slide. Alright, that concludes my PowerPoint.
Alright, so let's start by
And Billy is going to discuss.
All right, today I'm going to discuss with you nutrition, and since being in therapy students as we are, I want to talk about nutrition and mental health. And so talk about a lot of things here for power foods for your brain. There's a range of mental disorders that that diet is thought to contribute to. Learning disorders are becoming increasingly more common in the United States. Special diets that are thought to help out. Some are referring these people back to a paleo diet, which is a diet that's high in protein and has a low glycemic index. It's a diet's more like our hunter-gatherer ancestors ate. Feingold diet, particular interest for its elimination of artificial ingredients and preservatives and food colors, which are thought to be triggers for certain learning disorders and symptoms, particularly ADHD. Dairy and gluten-free are also diets that are getting switched to. And then this affects all ages. This is what's known as the gut-brain axis. In your gut, you have a microbiome that consists of over 100 trillion different bacterial organisms. These make up your intestinal flora. And you have healthy and unhealthy ones. A disturbance or a imbalance of the healthy versus unhealthy bacteria in your gut, what's known as a dysbiosis, is thought to contribute to a lot of factors such as immunity, vitamin absorption, metabolism, then linked with autism, inflammation, and obesity. This is your gut-brain axis here. It's also known as your second brain or your enteric nervous system. Your gut and your brain communicate with each other via autonomic neurons, and it's also thought to have endocrine, neural, and immune pathways. And the way you can improve your intestinal flora is through use of probiotics. Probiotics or foods for that contain live cultures of these organisms, such as kombucha, kefir, HGs, or even probiotic supplements, and prebiotics, which is soluble fiber that they feed on. And then the effects of dementia, diet on Alzheimer's and dementia. As you see here, Alzheimer's is becoming very common. 24 million people have it worldwide, 4.6 million new annual cases annually. It's thought to double every year for the next 20 years and be over 80 million by the year 2040. They have thought a 2008 study done by Dr. Delamonte has associated Alzheimer's with perhaps being a new type 3 diabetes, when she did a study with mice, injecting them with streptozin. Another study done by the Chicago Health and Aging Project found that people who ate more saturated fat were more likely to get it, and people who ate less saturated fat, 13 grams or less a day, were less likely to get it. And those who vitamin E into their diet cut their risk in half, and those who eat blueberries in diet were shown to, after 12 weeks, to improve cognitive function. So that's your factors for dieting, and how diet affects your mental health and a host of mental health conditions.
That concludes our presentation on nutrition and weight status. I'm Keon, and this is Billy.
And we have listed for you a list of community resources that you can visit and find out more information.